Hello and welcome to Staccato Stitches. Thank you for clicking on this video. And today we are going to look at about 22 different crochet patterns that I find super awesome. Some of them are fall themed, but the majority of them are Halloween themed. There's a couple free ones thrown in there, but the majority of them do cost money, as everything does nowadays. So before we start, I would just like to say that I've already recorded the video, and when I was playing it back, I realized that the top half of my head was cut off in like the whole video. I'm not going to record it again. If you're okay with that, then let's continue. Today is September 2nd, so it's basically Halloween. Happy Labor Day to those of you in the US that are celebrating. I know I am. I have the day off work, and I thought it would be a great time to go over some super cool fall, mainly Halloween patterns that I've been eyeing on Pinterest, on Ravelry, on Instagram. Some of them are old, some of them are new, some of them are free, some of them are overpriced, but that's okay. We all gotta make a living. So first up, we have the eyeball sweater. Now, this sweater is really cool. It costs $7.72 on Etsy. I've seen the little granny squares sold on their own, but this one, it's an entire sweater. So who doesn't want an eyeball sweater? It's not necessarily something that I could pull off. I might actually still make it. I'll give it to my sister. She would love it. She could totally pull it off. Next up, we have, you're going to see a bunch of designs from this particular designer. Her name is Sixel, S-I-X-E-L. She does a lot of mosaic crochet patterns. They're all fantastic. The way that she manipulates the stitches in mosaic crochet specifically is just genius. Now, I don't know if she came up with these herself or if these are well-known things, but let's take a look. So these are the mini skull hand warmers. So this is actually a YouTube tutorial. So if that's your jam, head on over. The link is in the description. I'm not a huge fan of following just a YouTube tutorial. I want a written pattern, preferably a chart, but these, I'll probably make an exception for these. Pretty much everything on this list, I'm gonna be making at some point. Next up, this is so freaking cool. It's a Plague Doctor backpack. It's crocheted. I think the head pops up. It's $7.56 for the pattern on Etsy. Definitely worth it. It's a little pricey, but I mean, people put in a lot of work for this kind of stuff. So absolutely, 100%, I will be making it. And I'm pretty sure this designer has other varieties. I'm pretty sure I saw an Oogie Boogie backpack that it's amazing. I want all the little backpacks. Next up, we have little eyeball man, and his name is Eyesaac, E-Y-E-S-A-A-C. He cost €5. Sorry, I didn't do the translation. Conversion, that's the word I'm looking for. I didn't do the conversion, but it's gonna be probably a little more, maybe six-ish dollars. This is by, I don't know how to say her name. I've made a couple of her patterns before, but I think it's Lolly Lala. Yeah, you know, the one that makes the impeccable Amigurumi. They're just beautiful. They're absolutely 100% beautiful. So this pattern is definitely at the top of my queue. It is very small. It won't take very much yarn, but I don't know, it looks easy to mess up. You know those patterns where it's just like, if you don't do everything absolutely perfect, then it doesn't look right. This one kind of seems like it with the glare that they have in the eyeball. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to make it. I will keep you updated. Moving right along, another free pattern. This is the Ghost Granny Square. I guess it's not a granny square. The Ghost Bag. This is tapestry crochet, which, surprise, surprise, I've never done. I think it would be a pretty simple project. I am of the nature of not really liking to make a million of the same thing to make a project, but I love it. I would love to have it, and I'm probably going to have it in the near future. All right, next pattern. This is the Jack-o'-lantern Mosaic crochet block, square, whatever. This is actually the one that I bought to put in my Halloween blanket. It's $3.09. It's 100% worth it. It's very clear. It's easy if you know how to do mosaic crochet. Absolutely love it. This designer has a couple other patterns in the same vein as the pumpkin, which I'm eyeing real close, because once I finish doing the pattern in my blanket, I'm gonna be like, well, I need to do more. So we'll see. Yeah, I love it. I want it. I have it, actually. I wanted it, so I bought it. And you should too. Next up, back to Succulents. This one is a multi-pack. It cost $11, and it is cats, bats, and ghosts. So you can add these into your current designs. You can make them into rugs. You can make them into blankets. Whatever you want to do with them. They're yours once you buy them. You can do whatever you want with them. They're beautiful. And I actually have just the single cat version. I'm almost finished with a little sample of that. It's a little more complicated than just basic mosaic crochet, where in terms of you do all these weird stitches to get the stitches to curve and look a certain way. It's fun. It takes a little getting used to, but the results are stunning. So I definitely recommend checking her out. Another one by her, Succulents, is called the October Rug, and this is $5.50, and it's just a super fun rug with some, it looks like the houndstooth pattern, some pumpkins, a skull, and you could organize it however you want. I recently just made a rug, and I have the itch to make another one. I would definitely recommend checking this out. It's in my cart. I'm waiting to just press the buy button, but I've got so many things already going on that I know I would buy it and it would just sit until next year. So I'm actually gonna wait until I'm ready to sit down and make it, and then I'll buy it. All right, next up, we have a pumpkin pillow. This is also in tapestry crochet. I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and do it. It's $5.50. It looks really fun. I have all the yarn and all the colors that I would need to do it, so I should just do it. But again, I've got a lot of whips right now, and this, unfortunately, is just gonna have to wait. Next up, you could do a pumpkin carriage. How freaking cute is this? It's $4.50. It reminds me of like Cinderella. It's very whimsical. It looks like it might take a little bit of time to make it, but I am no stranger to making millions of little parts for an amigurumi, so this is right up my alley on something I would like to do. I have the colors. I don't know if you can see. I've got a ton of cotton yarn back there on my bookshelf in like a bajillion different colors. Those are all from Hobby, however you say it. I spent about $100. I bought like every single color that they had, and it's gonna take me forever to get through it. So this, definitely on my queue. I want it like right now. I just want it on my desk right here, right now. Can I have it, please? Please? Ugh. Okay, next. Nightmare Before Christmas Succulents. So this is a 3-pack pattern. It is $12. I don't know, I didn't really sleuth around on the Etsy to see if they sell them individually, but if they do, it would be about $4 each. You like that quick math? 12 divided by 3 equals 4. But why wouldn't you want all 3 of them? I do, and I'll probably buy them. Yeah, I want them. Next up, this spooky little Nutcracker is $6.36, and yeah, there's not much to say about it. It's adorable, it's spooky, it's mixing that Christmas and Halloween thing, which is, I love it. I mean, those two, they don't necessarily seem like they should mix, but you know, Jack Skellington did it perfectly. Halloween, Christmas, yes, I want these. I want a whole set of them, just line them up on my mantle and just admire them. I'm gonna buy them. Next up, speaking of Nightmare Before Christmas, we have an Oogie Boogie Ragdoll. It is $6.50. I have loved the way that Ragdolls looked. I've never made one. I don't know why, but I think this is going to be the one that I just, you know, what's that phrase? You hit the nail on the head. I don't know if that even fits. I'm gonna do it. I think this one might be the first one that I make out of this whole list because it's quick, it's new, it's exciting, it fits the theme of the year perfectly. Next up, Eyeball Flower. This thing is gorgeous. It's whimsical. It's $7. And I think it might be made by the same designer that I've made a pattern from before. Let me grab that. This is the, can you see it? This is the Ghost Flower, and I made this last year. I think the pattern called for a fingering weight yarn. I used a worsted weight, so it's a lot bigger than it should be. However, I did use a fingering weight for the little ghost here. So yeah, I love it. Next up, Patchwork Pumpkin. It is a pattern that costs $4.99. I love making pumpkins. I made a ton of them last year, and I fell in love with the look of this one. It's so whimsical, it's so pretty to look at, and I just want to make it. Like, look at those little buttons on the side. That is adorable. The little vines and the curlicue, the whole thing, I want it. I want it. Next up, we have a Spiderweb Sweater. It costs $5.25. Now, personally, I don't think I could wear this. It doesn't seem like something that would fit my style. However, it's a great price. It looks like it doesn't use too much yarn, and it's just fun and whimsical and fall and Halloween themed. So why not? Next up, the same kind of thing. This is called the Treble Shadows Crop Top. It's only $5. The model looks amazing in this. I wish I could pull that style off. You know, like the big open net, lacy look. I would get very strange looks if I went out in public wearing this, but not on Halloween. I might do it on Halloween. You never know. Along those same lines, we have something called the Bare Bones Vest. This is a little bit more expensive. It's $9.90, but it looks so freaking cool. I think I could probably pull this one off. I would have to make it not crop top. I would just have to bring it all the way down. Maybe just continue in the black and then add the ribbing. Although I would actually want to make this into a sweater. Like, I would probably add sleeves. I think that would look really cool. Maybe sleeves with like black and white stripes would look really cool. Yeah, absolutely. Gonna keep an eye out. All right, so the Halloween ghost pattern. I forgot that I actually put this in here. So it's this one. Yes. So you can see how mine looks a little bit bigger. I think it was also supposed to curl under here, but I put this little trim on it, so I didn't do that. So you can see the tiny little ghosts. It's a fun pattern. I think the stem, this part, I don't know if you've ever crocheted. I think there were only 6 stitches in this for like 32 rounds. That is not fun to do. So I don't know that I will be remaking one of these. And I was using bigger yarn, so it was easier to actually see those stitches. But fair warning, if you don't like crocheting in a circle in the round with only 6 stitches around, don't do this pattern. It is cool because it's got wire in it, so you can kind of, you know, bend it around however you want and just keep it curved. Super fun pattern. It's $4.55. Definitely worth it. And moving on. So the next couple patterns are going to be doily patterns or thread crochet patterns. So I've actually made the Postmortem Doily. It's only $2.99. There's a YouTube video where she walks you through row by row. I think I bought the pattern, and then there were a few weird little techniques that she does that made it where I needed to watch the video. But it's super easy once you get over those little humps. I would recommend absolutely 100% making it. And let me see, I have it somewhere. All right, so for whatever reason, when I was making this, I didn't use thread. I used a weaving yarn that I had that's similar to like a fingering weight. It's really rough. And I didn't do the entire border. I was just, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't. But it looks like this. Can you see the pattern? It's really cool. I love it. And it's the perfect little, you know, Postmortem Doily. All right, next up, it's called the Boo Doily. This is free. And quick note about this pattern. From what I remember last year, I tried to do this, and I think the pattern is just a chart, okay? And for whatever reason, I'm pretty good at reading charts, or at least I like to think. But this one, for whatever reason, I could not get it to work. But after looking around, I found a YouTube video where somebody takes this pattern and they show how to do every single round. And so I started doing that, and then I think I just got sick of it. And who even knows where it is? I have no idea where it is. It's somewhere. Maybe I'll find it and continue it, but I really, really want it. So I might start again and just make a new one. All right, and our last pattern of this video is the Skull Doily. It's $2.99, and it's beautiful. I love doilies, if you haven't realized. In fact, you can see maybe my giant one on that antique table back there. It's like this big, and it still has like 4 or 5 rows to go. It's in Elizabeth Hiddleston pattern. And if you don't know about her, I'm going to be making a video about her stuff soon. She is awesome. Was awesome. She's no longer with us. But yeah, she, like a vast amount of patterns that she wrote. So, just for fun, here's a doily I made last year. Isn't it cute? I don't even know what pattern I did. This was, yeah, I don't know. But I made this, and I love it. And it sits right here on my computer desk. This is the doily by Elizabeth Hiddleston. I want to say it's called like Baby Surprise, something like that. And I've been working on this for months and months and months. But you know how it is when you have a big project that you put it on hold for a while and then you pick it up when you can. So I've got it sitting on a vintage table. Of course, it's a table. This was my great-grandmother's table. My mom grew up with it, using it in her grandmother's house, and I am honored to have it in my room right now, holding a doily. My grandmother also crocheted a bunch of doilies, and I've got several of them, so maybe I'll show some of those off too. But yeah, this is my Elizabeth Hiddleston doily, and I'm probably going to work on this today. So, thank you all for watching. I know this was a quick video, but hopefully it gives you some inspiration. And check out the description below for more information on where to actually find these patterns. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!